everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox a 3 3/4 inch Black Series. This is Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker. So let's go cut this guy loose. Alright everybody, here we are today with a 3 3/4 inch Black Series. This is Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. And we're going to unbox this guy today, but I want to quickly spin the packaging around, let you guys take a look at it. And with these Black Series, especially the smaller ones, what you're going to find, there isn't a whole lot to the packaging. You just have another picture of Luke and a quick little character description, and I'll go ahead and read that to you guys. Luke Skywalker, convinced he can turn his father away from the dark side of the Force, Luke Skywalker surrenders to Darth Vader and is brought before the Emperor. And of course, that's the description from Return of the Jedi. Alright, let's get into this guy. Let's check him out. And just my personal opinion, this is my all-time favorite character. Of course, I'm a huge Luke fan, and of course, Return of the Jedi Luke is my personal favorite, the way they did his costume and everything. But anyway, we'll get into that. So then we have, of course, the green lightsaber. And another thing I'm seeing here is, I love when they do this with the characters that carry lightsabers. They give just a handle. So I guess maybe there's a belt clip on it. We'll check that out here in a little bit. And then we have another little tiny item, and I will be honest with you guys, I am not totally sure what this is. It looks like a... I'm trying to get the camera to focus on here. It looks like some sort of tool or device for maybe working on the lightsaber. So I can't remember off the top of my head if it was on the DVD, but I know you can find it on YouTube. But there is a Return of the Jedi deleted scene that is out there, and I have personally seen it on YouTube, that you can look up, and it is a deleted scene of Luke at the beginning of Return of the Jedi, and what he's doing is he's sitting in a cave with R2, and he's working on his lightsaber. He's making adjustments to it, or building it, or repairing it, or something, and he is using some sort of tool, and I believe that's what this is meant to be, this whole thing here. But when we get into his belt and everything, we'll check it out. And then you actually see him insert the lightsaber into R2, and then they walk out of the cave and start heading towards Jabba's palace. So it's a little deleted scene that, it does exist. I've seen it. It's out there, I assure you. So if you want to look for it, I have seen it on YouTube. But let's go ahead and take the robing off. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so here he is. This is Jedi Luke with the robe off, and not the best Luke face sculpt I've ever seen. It looks pretty sad. It's an interesting face on this figure. Okay. So, of course, here he is with the robing off, and very, very interesting. What do we have here? Okay, so, well, there it is. Okay, his utility belt is actually removable. Pretty cool. Okay, so I guess that's when he surrenders to the Emperor. They took it from him, or no, this is the outfit he was wearing at the beginning of the movie. But there you can see, you can take it off and you just get some more, looks like a little sash or something around his waist. And one thing that's interesting, I've never seen this on a figure before, once you get into his lower torso here, the front part of the outfit is plastic, and then here underneath the plastic they put some real cloth. So I guess that's for the movement of the figure, so you don't have that problem. So, all right, real quick, let's run through this figure's movements here. So looking at the head, and we should have full rotation, up and down. And then looking at the shoulder here, you should have an up and down movement and a full rotation. Same thing at the elbow. You should have up and down and a rotation. And then, oh, very nice. So here at the wrist, you have a rotation and also an up and down movement. So you don't always see that on these littler Black Series, but seeing it on this, most of the 6-inch ones have it. It's not as common on the 3 3/4-inch ones. Okay, and then going from there, looking, oh, okay, so he does have waist articulation, but it's pretty simple. It's just a rotation. Some of the other Black Series ones, they'll have different torso articulation. Sometimes you can lean them forward and lean them back, but he does not have that. And then down to the legs here, as we saw earlier, you have a up and down in that way, and you have up and down that way, and you can rotate as well. You have full rotation at his hip, and then going to his knee, you should have, yeah, okay. So you have up and down, our back and forth movement, and a rotation, and the same thing at his ankle, I'm assuming. You have up and down and rotation. And see here, this is one of the reasons I really like these Black Series, whether it's the 3 3/4-inch or the, oh, I got a little plastic coming off. If you look at the tip of his boots, they actually got some Luke plastic on me. They actually put some dirt on the tip of his boots from when he's walking around on Tatooine. I guess he got his boots dirty, so very cool. It's one of the things I really like. I'm a big fan of these Black Series just because of the attention they pay to detail, and then also little things like that where they put the dirt on the tip of the boot and things like that. And I just appreciate that they put that extra effort into it. So here we go. We're looking at the belt, and sometimes when you get these characters that have the little lightsaber accessories where it's just the handle, sometimes they put a little spot on the belt where you can attach it, and I do not see that here, but it actually looks like there's a little tab to attach it to something right here. But I don't see anything on his belt. Like some of the I'm trying to think of a line where it's way more common, but I have seen that. There are figures where they do that. I actually have a Kylo Ren that did that recently. And I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it was the 3 3/4-inch Black Series Kylo Ren that did that. And one thing that's interesting to me is, for those of you who are into these little Black Series figures and the vintage collection, if you're at all familiar with that line, one thing that I found very interesting is I recently did the review video for the Kylo Ren 3 3/4-inch Black Series, and I also have him in the vintage collection, but I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to do a video on it real soon. But I was looking at it through the packaging, and the vintage collection Kylo Ren and the small Black Series Kylo Ren, they look like the exact same figure to me, and I don't know this for sure, but it looks like this small Black Series line is almost, it's just like buying a vintage collection figure. So I was just trying to make the point that the two lines are very similar. I actually think they're, in my opinion, they're the same figures. They just put them in different packaging depending on where you buy them. But anyway, so you saw I just put the belt back on. It's not difficult. There's a little buckle under this little way to attach it on the underneath this back pouch here. And so very good. And yeah, so I don't know, that's kind of what I think this is. When we're going to talk about the accessories here for a second, I think this is supposed to be the tool from the deleted scene that I was talking about earlier. I'm not totally sure, but I don't see any other place or any other thing to do with that. And then again, we have the lightsaber handle without the blade, and then we have the handle with the blade. So there you go. And you can see what I'm talking about. If you look at the handle here, and they painted the one with the blade, you can see how it has like a little gold tab on the little button here. And then when you look at the little tab on the one without the blade, you'll see it's not painted. But then when we rotate it, you'll see the one without the blade has this extra little tab on it. And I believe that was meant to be attached to something. Oh, okay, so I'm just noticing this, and you have to understand these lightsabers are so small. If you look, that's what this little tab is. If you look at the one without the blade, and I'm trying to hold it still, you can see the compartment is open. That's what that is. Okay. It looks very similar to other lightsabers I've seen where that's something like that is designed to attach it to the belt. But anyway, you see what I mean. See how the lightsaber looks like the hood is up? You can see the internal workings of it. And I'm trying to get the camera to focus on it a little bit better here. But remember now, in this hand I'm holding the one that still has the blade on it, and then the other one does not. But you see what I'm talking about? It looks like he's got a little compartment on the lightsaber open where he's working on it. You can see the internals, and that's what I'm talking about, that I don't see a way that they interact, but that's what I was saying from that deleted scene. So that confirms for me that's what this is from. They're giving you the accessories to have that deleted scene. So he's working on the lightsaber, and then he inserts it into R2. So, okay, we're going to move on from there. And let's see how he interacts with the lightsaber. And I'm already getting a little nervous because his hand looks really small. Okay, come on, Luke. There we go. So, very good. So, there you go. He's got it in his hand, and he's got a pretty good grip on it. It's in there pretty good. And what's interesting is they seem to have sculpted his hand where it looks like he should be holding a gun. But, of course, this version of Luke does not have a gun, so I don't know why they did that. Maybe, I don't know. But you can see one thing I like about it is since we have wrist articulation, you can do things like hold the lightsaber in a forward position where it's pointed straight out. And I like the ability to be able to do that. I always thought it was a nice feature to be able to put the lightsaber at different angles. So, very cool. So, and I'm just looking at his hands here. It looks to me like the hand sculpts are pretty close to the same thing. So let's see how he holds this lightsaber in the other hand here. Okay. Very good. It's about identical. It feels about the same. So, there you go. Very good. He does have a good grip on it. Okay. Very cool. Alright, so let's see if we can't get this robe back on him. So, and again, I'll show you guys the robe. There isn't a whole lot to it. It's just sleeves, hood, and, you know, that's it. There's no way to latch it or no buttons on it or anything like that. But you can see they actually did sew a couple little places on here. There's actually sewing. And then, of course, we have the working hood. But so, just a real quick tip for you guys. If you ever have a character where you're taking clothing or some sort of the costume off, and if you've ever had trouble with that, the trick is to do this. You want to put his hands in a backwards position, just like when you don't think about it because it's second nature, but when you put a coat on, you don't really reach back. You kind of reach back to the side, but that's what you do. You almost reach back with your arms when you're putting a coat on. So you want to do the same thing with these figures. And then you can slide the sleeves right onto the character, and then you just move his arms forward, and it's not a big battle or ordeal to do. But there you go. Here he is with the hood up. Very cool. And of course you can do head down or hood down if you want. You bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me. Okay. Very good. Okay. So, to me, the final quality tests, will he stand? Yes, he will. Very good. I'm impressed. I like it. Okay. And see what I was talking about? There's no button or snap or anything to keep it closed. So, but... Alright guys, there he is from the 3 3/4 inch Black Series line. This is Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker. And thanks for watching everyone, I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the content I create, and if you are, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.